Hello, everybody. Happy New Year. Welcome to SPTV. Love Connects. I'm Jennifer Rose, and I'm so happy to be back. It's been a little while, so I'm just really grateful to have this opportunity to connect with all of you here today. So I hope you're doing really, really well. Please remember to like, share, comment, and heart. It really helps SPTV to keep growing. So we really appreciate you staying connected with us and helping out that way and sharing space for all of us here today. If you haven't met me before, I'm a medium and a healer and a teacher as well. And I love talking about love. So we're going to be doing that today and giving readings. So it's going to be a really fun hour. And I'm so happy that you're here today. So I'll have a chance to say hello to everybody that's coming on. And a couple of quick announcements. Um, we're going to be starting to integrate into Zoom coming up soon. So that'll be something to look forward to. So the next time you see me, we will have the option of going on to Zoom so that you can come on live if you're called to receive a message from me. So that's going to be a lot of fun. So we're getting that going as well too. And also SPTV has a new app. So we're going to be going on that, and SPTV is on TikTok now. So if you could please download the SPTV app and follow on TikTok, we would be so happy to help us keep growing and serving our community. And Richard, I'm not seeing our comments yet of who's here. There we go. Okay. All right. Here's everybody. Thank you. Mrs. MB, hello. Good to see you. Nice to see you. Hope you're doing good today. Hi, Millie. Good to see you. I remember you. And there's Jack Handel. Hi, how are you? Yay. Hi, Terry. Good to see you. Oh my gosh. Hello, 53 Bonnie, and best wishes to you, my dear. Bernie, hi. Thanks for coming on. So happy to see all of you here today. What a beautiful day. There's Miss Debbie Romero. That's my soul sister from many lifetimes. Hi, Debbie. Hi, Carl Green. How are you? Great to see you. And it's Gilly or Julie. Good morning to you. I know it's morning. Actually, it's afternoon here, but I know it's evening for a lot of you. Hi, good to see you, Debbie. Hi, Debbie Jones. Great to see you too. Hi, Laura from Canada. Thank you for sharing. Oh, this is your first time on. Well, I hope you have a great time with us. We're going to talk about love and do readings. And so I hope you get sparked by the feeling of love by the time we're all done. Miss Fran, feeling the love. We're happy to have you, friends. A friend of mine too. So, oh my gosh, from my The Lover Spirit Angel team. Hi, Sandra. Good to see you. Thanks for coming on. Hello, Helen. I love the tulips or those roses. I can't tell. Rebecca. Hi, Rebecca. Good to see you again, too. Hi, Penny. How are you doing? Hi, Carolyn. How are you doing? Thanks for the waves. Hi, Kim Morgan. Great to see you, too. What a beautiful day. And there's Natalie. Hi, Natalie. Good to see you. Hi, Mark. How are you doing today? There's Coral again. I love the duckies. You must know I'm a duck fan. I'll post little pictures of my duckies on Facebook. Hi, Kathy. Oh, nice to see you. Great to have you. I'm glad you're joining us. And hi, Sue. Oh, I love your puppy. So cute. I'm a dog lover too. I love your puppy. Hi, Shiloh. Great to see you from Australia. What time is it there? I think it's early morning for you, right, Shiloh? Julie, hi. Good evening to you, love. Isn't it great? We're all connected this way. And from New Zealand, Julie. Okay, beautiful. Gilly or Jilly, I'm not sure if it's a soft G or a hard G, so you can correct me on that. I try to get it right, but if I don't, please forgive me. Hi, Lydia from the Netherlands. Oh my gosh. How's it going there for you? Oh, so good to see you. Okay, I'm feeling the spirits coming. I'm feeling the spark of love. And Jamie from Newcastle, nice to see you. Thanks for coming. Oh gosh. Okay. And Tracy. Hello, Tracy. How are you today? Okay, we're going to go ahead and get started. And again, please remember to like, share, comment, subscribe, all of those good things. Don't forget the app and TikTok too. And Again, my name is Jennifer, and you can find me over on Facebook, Medium Jennifer Rose with no added punctuation, and on Instagram, Jennifer Rose Medium. And my website is mediumjenniferrose.com. So it's pretty easy. And so let's go ahead and get started. So I'm just going to chat for a few minutes, just going to kind of channel in a little something from spirit for you. And then I've got 4 boxes of cards out if anybody wants a card, or I'll just see who I'm drawn to, and then we will go in from there to see the messages and see where we're going. Okay, so let's go ahead and get started. So I know it's the end of January, but I don't think it's too late to say Happy New Year to all of you. And this is a really great time. Hello, Kelly. Thanks for joining us. First time watching, so I'm so happy you're here today. Thank you. So as we are moving in about a month into a new year, the planets are all in a really fabulous alignment right now. So even though we're 1 month in, it's a really great time to kind of set some intentions or really start thinking about, now that we've kind of recovered from the holidays and all that, really start thinking about how you want to live your best life for 2024. So this is a really great opportunity to do that. So, hi. Oh, thank you, AJ. Lovely smile of happiness. I'm sure you have one too. So, I'm going to present some ideas to you that I hope will resonate for you since we're talking about love, to improve your relationships with each other. Now, this could be your relationship with a partner, with a family member, with a friend, with spirit, with anybody you want, just to kind of share some ideas and some thoughts with you too. So, I know that 2023, there was a lot of like really intense energies and things that people were working through, especially in that fall winter, and everybody was pretty much like, whoo, we got through that year. But now we're in an 8 year. It's the infinity turned sideways, and it's so beautiful, and everything is in such good alignment. So this is such a great time to really live your best life and have your best relationships. Hello, Amy. Thanks for being here today. And I really feel like our interpersonal relationships with each other are a reflection also of the world or the larger collective. So, whatever we can do on a small level to be living our best life with ourselves and with each other is going to have a ripple effect throughout the rest of the world. I really strongly believe that. I've just seen too much, I know too much, I hear from spirit, they give me messages. And so I know that even the smallest little connections have a huge, huge impact. So with that, this is what I'm going to want to offer you is there's so much information out there, and I don't want to overload you with more information, but just to present some ideas to you, some thoughts to you that maybe that if they resonate for you, you can kind of take them into your heart and then kind of go from there and see if that works for you. And if they don't, that's perfectly all right. Just let that go. And the spirit is reminding me just to tell you, I'm not a licensed therapist. I connect with spirit and kind of give you information that they're sharing with me, and I share that with you. And also what I've learned from doing readings and things like that. So collected information that I've channeled and learned over time through my connections. So, with that said, with all of this information out there, because we're typically looking for answers, we're looking for explanations, and we're looking to grow and understand. And we ultimately learn to understand ourselves not only through self reflection, but through each other. It goes both ways. So, I know you may see information out there that's very self oriented. It's very into your self empowerment, your self resilience, your self understanding, your self inquiry. Beautiful, perfect. But the opposite is also true. Through our relationships, the reflections that we have with each other, and how we are perceiving each other, and reflecting that back into ourselves, they go together in really a beautiful harmony. And that is kind of a theme that I've seen noticed recently, is this balance and harmony. And that's something that I think everybody's wanting to feel: harmony, tranquility, balance, serenity, all of those good things, peace. Everybody is wanting peace right now. So let's work with the two of those and see if we can, throughout the rest of the year, get more of that harmony for ourselves and with each other. So, what I'm going to offer you to do is a couple of different things to improve your connections with yourself and with each other. And the first thing that I want to offer you that Spirit has shown me is to let go of the what I'm going to say is the more negative aspects that we can tend to see in each other and embrace more of the positive aspects. Okay. So it's really easy sometimes in our human emotions and things like that. It can be really easy to look at other people and not so much at ourselves and feel like we're the person who's doing everything right. And then if we're triggered or we're upset with somebody else, we look at them as not having it right and us having it right. Now, the problem with this, and there's nothing wrong with it because we're trying to figure it out. We're trying to understand. We're trying to learn. But the problem with that is it tends to be more energy focused into the negative and less into the positive. And we can forget. It's really easy to remember things that have gone wrong, but it can be a little bit more work to remember things that have gone right. Right. So what I'm going to offer you is to switch your perception or to at least be open and willing to move your perception in a direction that's more positive. See the light in each other, see the heart in each other, see the soul behind the personality, right? And that can be hard to do, especially if you're looking at bigger scope issues like things that are happening in the world or in your community and things like that. And we get very polarized and separated, right? But it's really starts with ourselves and it starts with our closer connections that I've talked about in past that, those sort of inner circles of people. Start with that. Let the rest kind of be what it is. But as you've seen me, if anyone knows me and has been kind of watching me speak throughout the last few years of my work, I'm always reminding people there is a light in everybody that is from spirit, and we are never disconnected from it. Look at that light, see the light, the heart, the soul behind every person, connect with that, love that, give that grace, give that attention, give that belief. See the good in people, find the good in people. And if even if it's something small, like I like the way they dress, if that's all you can find, fine, perfect. If you can find deeper things in there, go for that. Remember that. Focus on that. Really focus on the good more than the negative. And I'm not saying to be in denial. I'm not saying that. I'm not saying magical thinking, and I'm not saying go codependent or anything like that. I'm saying make a conscious choice to see the good. When you do that, you're going to see more of the good and you're going to grow more of the good. So I hope that you can understand kind of where I'm going with that, because when we're in the kind of mode where we're feeling like things are not going our way, we get very much kind of in the state of like we're right and everybody else is wrong, or whoever we're in conflict with is wrong. And that's okay as long as we don't hold on to that perspective for too long, because it's not really that helpful in the long term. So I hope that's kind of making sense for you. It's more separation type of thinking, and again, not wrong, but not helpful to keep growing in that like positive framework that I want to offer you too. Okay, so that's what I want to, number one, that this number one piece that I want to give you is really keep looking into the good, finding the good, and focusing on the good, focusing on the love. This is what me and my close friends always say. We always just say, just focus on the love, just focus on the love. The illusions and the reflections are always going to be there. Spirits, we channel them through our higher self. And again, they're not wrong, but they're teaching us and they're testing us a little bit. And us as consciousness can take a little step back and just be the watcher and the observer, and then kind of make some decisions where you want to go. That one, don't know if I want to put as much energy into that thought as I want to put into that thought. You can make a little decision of where you want to put your energy, where you want to put your heart. And please do this for yourselves too. Put that love into yourselves. See the good in yourselves. Don't spend time, you know, or what I'm going to say is too much time. It's very good to have inner reflection. It's very good to take responsibility. It's very good to see where you can make improvements in your own self, not fixing, not wrongdoing, just keeping in your growing of your self awareness for you. Okay, because that's going to improve things in the long run as well. Because we can't change other people. All we can do is keep growing in our own self awareness and our own love of self and our own love of each other. And that is how we start to change the world, because everybody wants, a better world, but it does start with us and it does start with each other too. And then it just ripples out. The next thing I want to offer you too um, is to provide healing. So if you're all having any relationships that we're all here on a love show, we're wanting readings. Some of the people who are here are struggling in their relationships. So I know that I'm talking to you when I say this, that I want to give you some things that you can actually do to help make things better. And you may see it quickly, the results, and you may see down the road long term in the results, but one way or another, if you're making those efforts, you're going to feel happier, because what I want for all of you in 2024, I want joy for you, I want happiness for you, and I want peace for you, and you have every right to feel those. Okay, so next thing I want to say is to send healing or to give healing to those relationships that are more complicated for you or more difficult for you. How can you do that? You can say prayers, and they can be however you want them to look. It doesn't have to be religious, it can just be spiritual, but you can say prayers for the other person, for yourself, for the collective. That's a beautiful way to do that. Okay. Oh, Pamela, I'm so great you had healing last night. That's beautiful. Okay. Next, you can do good deeds for the other person in their honor. Now, we do a lot of this for people that we love in their honor, like especially if they've passed on. But do we ever think about it doing with people that we maybe are having struggles with? Think about that. Think about doing a good deed for something in the honor of somebody that you may have had conflict with. And I've had this showing up for me and some of my clients that have been coming to me recently. There's been these, different, sometimes it's on a personal, sometimes it's on a business level, and spirit keeps making the suggestion, and they ask me to ask the person, what do you know about that person? And then they kind of give me a little bit of just, okay, can you do something in that area, in that person's honor? They won't know about it, they won't have any idea about it, but you've done something positive to shift the energy in a positive direction. You have put love into something that needed more love, right? The name of the game that I have kind of come to understand, believe, and know with life itself is that we are constantly evolving in more love. The way that spirit works, I don't care how destructive things get, they will always get better. They will always grow in more love. We are constantly elevating and ascending into more love. And you may not see it if you're just watching the news on TV. And we absolutely need to hold space and compassion for the suffering in this world. But what I also want to tell you and remind you is that there's enormous beauty in this world, and we are always evolving. We are always getting better. That is why you see flowers growing out of cracks in the pavement. And that is why you see miracles happening around you, because they do, because at the last minute when you think, it's all gone wrong, something good does happen. So there's faith and there's trust in that too. But you all can actually, yes, it does, Debbie. Thank you, my love. Love always wins. It's all there is, at the end of the day. And love will kind of mask itself in a lot of different ways to teach us and test us through some really hard trials. But in the end, you will end up more evolved within yourself to choose love, to choose to stay in the love. Exactly, Catherine. Everything grows with love. And so when we do these acts of kindness, when we say our prayers, when we put that intention to see the goodness over the negative, everything grows with love. That's your garden right there. You're putting fertilizer on it. So you're making it grow faster, right? The universe is always working on that, making it grow faster, but you can making it grow, making the garden grow out of the, what do we say, beauty out of the ashes, just like that Celine Dion song I love so much, right? But when you make a choice to stay in the love and to focus on the love, you put the fertilizer on it, right? And you actually get to be a part of making this happen faster. And I'm getting all the cool spirit chills as I say this to you right now. So I really want to encourage a little shift in the thinking, a little shift in the energy. And I hope that these will help you and kind of give you some ideas. And remember to do this for yourself too. Do nice things for yourself too. Pamela, nature, that's where you can see beauty, flowers, in the animal kingdom. And you are so right. And I'm so happy because you must be psychic, my darling. Because that's what I do too. That's what I do to remember the beauty and to remember the miracles of life and to remember the love is I do that. I focus on nature. I love to take little pictures and post and things like that and write little poems about beautiful things that I see. And I will tell you, it's the feeling of that to really tune into the miraculousness of our world in itself. And we're part of this amazing universe, most of which we don't even get to see. It reminds you, it wakes up your spirit, it wakes up your soul. And that is where you're going to start finding that joy, more of that joy and more of that happiness, right? Because we've elevated our perception once again through remembering the beauty that is in life. There is a golden nugget right there. So I would invite you to all to do that. Look for beauty, look at it in your world, look for it in each other, and please look for it in yourself and be kind and forgiving to yourself and give yourself grace. Okay. So just to wrap all that up, and then we'll move on to readings. Okay. Focus on the love, focus on the positive. Okay. Do nice things for other people, yourself, other people, not just the ones you're getting along with really well, but anyone you might want to improve that relationship with. And you can say prayers. Some people like to do that Hawaiian prayer, the Ho'opono, and I know the Christianized version is a much simplified version of the Hawaiian version, but it's just, I'm sorry, please forgive me, I love you, and you can just say that over and over again. Some people like to use scripture. It's all up to you and what works for you. Maybe you could read a poem and find a prayer in that, and then remember the beauty, seek the beauty. So all of these things are helpful. So I want to invite you, and I'd love to hear back from you in the upcoming weeks if you've seen a positive shift for you that has been helpful. So start now if you're up for this, if you're up for this little challenge, start now. And I would just love to hear any positive changes as we move down the road for you. So okay, if I've forgotten anything, Spirit will remind me and I'll add it in later. But I do have something to read for you at the end of our show today after we finish the reading. It's very short, but it's a lovely thing that I found this morning that I wanted to read to you. So with that, okay, thank you, Millie. I'm so happy that this is all resonating for you. I feel all of you here today, even though I can't see you. You're very welcome, Catherine. Thank you so much. And but I feel your love, I feel your sparkle, and that's making me very happy. So let me see. Okay, yay! Thank you, Amy. Okay, beautiful. Okay, so I'm just going to get a little sip of water, and then I've got my cards here, and if anyone wants a card too, just let me know. And then otherwise, I'm going to go through the comments and see where I am drawn to. Okay. And thank you all for your kind words. Okay. Okay, you're so beautiful. Okay. All right, so give me just a moment. I'm just kind of switching gears and then I'm going to, okay. All right, beautiful. Thank you, thank you, thank you. Kelly, can I come to you? Is it okay if I give you a card with your permission? Would that be all right for you? Just give me a quick yes. And it is helpful if you guys can respond kind of quickly, but I was just drawn to the fairy cards for you. Are you a fairy lover, my darling? And I love your picture. Oh my gosh. Okay, I'm just gonna wait for you. Okay, beautiful, thank you. So, all right. All right, let me see what I have for you, beautiful. All right, so the first one I'm getting is body movement. So I'm just going to check in with you there. Would you understand why the fairies are either encouraging or validating that you've been making some change there about either with some dance or with some physical activity? Because that's the first one that they're giving for me. You're not so open to fairies, but okay, well, they're into you, my darling. Okay, so the first thing they're talking about is body movement. So I'm going to give you that one too. As I'm just going to feel into that a little bit, they're just suggesting for you. And again, this is spirit too, fairy spirit. It's all spirit. It's just kind of fun to kind of go into that realm because they're very sparkly and magical, and they always make you giggle. my my friend Fran here, who's watching, she channels the fairies, and oh my gosh, we're all smiling and giggling. It's the best thing. A second card. Okay, perfect. I'm so glad that you understand that. The second card they're giving for you is higher consciousness here too. So hopefully, I think you guys can see that one. Yoga, walking, and okay, beautiful. Okay, cool. I'm glad to know that you guys can see them. Yoga, walking, and a bit of dance. That's perfect. And interesting too, because paired with higher consciousness, as I'm feeling into that for you only recently. So beautiful. So they're just validating that they know that you've made these positive changes and that they're happy about it. So really good on you. And as I move into higher consciousness too, I'm glad you're smiling. I know, right? They have the best energy, and you just can't help but giggle when they come in. It's so cute. And so with the higher consciousness, as I put the kind of two together for you, what I wanted to share with you is that I really feel like you, especially this year, you've kind of like up leveled yourself. You've moved it up to the next level. And you're what I want to say is finding your inner goddess in you, because I'm really feeling that for you. You're like kind of like finding your inner goddess in you. And you're doing that also through this grounded practice of the dancing and the yoga and so forth. So it's really, really good for you. But your energy has really making a nice shift. And when you shift your energy of your space here too, because I can tell you're feeling kind of like the vibrations and things moving in the chakras, and you're having that kind of experience for you. So this is really quite lovely, is it's really opening up your awareness and your own intuition. So I'm really, really happy about this for you. I can feel your spirit helpers coming in, and they're very happy about this for you too. So it's been really a beautiful increased opening above and beyond where you already were, of where you've really been kind of like pushing to the next level. And they let me know that you've been asking too. You've been open, you've been like open hearted, like, okay, I'm here, spirit, I'm here. And you've been asking, and they're saying, yes, we've got you. So they're really feeling into this positive change for you that you've been doing for yourself. And I know that there is hopes for you, that you have goals down the road that you're hoping that will come true, and you're putting in the effort in yourself right now to keep that moving forward, to keep that manifesting for yourself. And so I'm just, again, they're kind of like clapping. A little fairies are on their flowers right now. They're like clapping right now, going like this, saying well done, because you're doing everything right. So I hope that that's helpful for you, just to give you that little validation that you're doing everything right and everything is really good for you. And so a lot of beautiful pink around you too. So I see your beautiful heart. I see how sensitive you are. And I know it's time a little bit hard. They're sharing to be vulnerable sometimes, but they put a lot of beauty and love and light around that part of you. That is like your inner child, your inner spirit. So hold her in your hands, right? Okay, beautiful. I'm so glad that yeah, okay, perfect. Thank you so much for the validation, that that's working for you and you're understanding everything that I'm saying. Hold that vulnerability inside of you. But again, this is the next part of the message that, from what I was talking about before, and it's going to be for you and everybody else to listen to too, is don't change who you are. Keep staying that beautiful, sensitive love that you are. Okay, keep giving that love that you are. It's worth it. You don't want to change you. So hold that vulnerability in your little beautiful hands like a little baby bird, and take it and just keep being your loving, sweet self. Okay, my darling. So I'm going to leave that with you, Kelly. And I hope that that uplifts you for your day and your week. So we're still early in the week too. So, okay. Thank you, darling. Okay. So we're going to move on, and I'm going to go to a different deck of cards. Okay, Richard, I'm ready. Okay. All right. Let me see here. Okay. And yes, if you guys do want to ask a specific question, you are welcome to put that in the chat box. And if I know that I feel like I can connect in with the answer for you, I will do my very best, and I will ask Spirit to help me with that too. So let me see where I'm drawn next to. Serena, yes. Let's go with Serena. Okay, darling. Oh, my cards are upside down. Okay, beautiful. Oh, It's so cool because they just gave me a visual in my visual awareness of like all of you who are watching, and it's like they made you all like each of you is like a different flower of a different color, and I could just see it all, and I was, oh my God, that was so perfect. Okay. All right, Serena, my darling, how are you today? How are you? I'm really happy to connect with you. Okay. So this is interesting. The card that I got for you, speaking of flowers, this says release the petals, transformation, death and rebirth, shedding, all change. So would you understand, Serena, that you've been through a pretty significant shift I want to say these last few months, and that you're kind of working through the end of right now, that they're letting me know that you've been doing some letting go and some letting in of new light, new energy, and new love for yourself. I feel a lot of this to be very you focused of things you're looking at for yourselves. It's almost if I get this kind of Alice in Wonderland feeling. If you remember that she would say, I'm so glad you're good, beautiful. So let me know if you're understanding this like pretty deep transformation that you've worked through, because I do feel like we've kind of moved uh, towards the end of that. And you're kind of like we're at the light of the end of the tunnel right now for you too. Um, but as I was feeling, I lost my train of thought there, Spirit, if you could just bring it back to me. And they're showing me beautiful butterflies for you too with this transformation. Okay, thank you, Spirit. Is that this has been very kind of like you focused. Beautiful. Okay, perfect. Thank you for the validation, Serena. And again, they were giving me that Alice in Wonderland feeling. If you remember, she says something like, who I was a different person yesterday than I am today. So in other words, she couldn't answer a question based on who she was yesterday because today she's a different person. And so there's definitely that feeling, that Alice in Wonderland feeling I get for you, is that you're being really very aware through the shift that you've been through of the multi-dimensional self that you are, of all of the different parts of self. And I can feel like a little bit of confusion has happened with that, but you're starting to really understand that who you are is not just one piece or another, or one aspect of self or another, and that you've become to realize that you're not just thoughts and feelings. You're, in other words, before we have like a spiritual awakening, we're very identified with every emotion and every thought, and we think that we are that. But you've become to you've become aware of your multidimensional self, to realize there's many aspects to you, and you realize that you're kind of changing a lot and transforming a lot, and that this is all you. So it's really magical. So I'm so happy that I get to kind of read this for you, because everybody here who's listening can learn from that, because there's several others that are kind of have been going through this same kind of transformation. And it can be really intense when you start to realize how big you are. And it can be very humbling and very exciting all at the same time. And so this is really cool for you, how I've gotten to perceive this for you. And what I want to say for you is, because they're showing me as if like we've come up from the water, and we've like we've like parted the water here, and your beautiful little face has come up, and you're just like, this beautiful beautiful woman that has come out of the water here, and like, and into the sunshine, and it's just lovely, like you're glowing. So that's what I'm seeing for you. Okay, beautiful. So happy you understand that. Thank you, Serena. And you just had this beautiful glow, and now you're like seeing all of all of the opportunities that your way. So it's like I can feel into this kind of like newborn rebirth sense of feeling for you that you have, and you're just feeling like the excitement. So this is really, again, a beautiful time for you to harness that and let all of the gifts flow. And I do feel Spirit saying to you that it's not a lot of doing that you have to do. We, of course, we want to follow our guidance and our instincts, and do the appropriate action to help our goals happen, help our dreams come true. But a lot of it is being done through you, for you. In other words, you're watching it kind of happen, and you're watching the miracles start to flow in front of you that you're experiencing right now, because you are all shiny and glowing and new right now. And so I'm very excited for you. So it's a really a great time. And the only other thing that they're suggesting too is just to make sure you get enough, rest, because like you said, all good things are happening. It's very exciting. But because you are such a giver to others, and you have a lot of, you're going to be, what I want to say is pretty busy right now, is just to make sure you take a little time for rest and reflection, just here and there, just little thing. Make sure you get enough sleep at night, little naps here and there, or just sitting under a shady tree reading a book, something like that. If that makes sense, it'll just give you that time to keep the balance and keep the flow with all of this goodness. So I'm so happy for you, Serena. So thank you for being here today. And I loved having this connection with you. So I really, really am happy about that. Thank you, Serena. Okay, so let's go ahead and see who's we're going to connect with next. Okay, here. Hit that. We've got like a separate box for each person that I'm going to go through here today. Okay, here. Catherine, how are you? I'll try to get to as many as I can, but please know, if you're hearing somebody else get a message, there's going to be something for you too, that because Spirit is super intelligent that way, and they've aligned the stars just that way. So if you know you hear something that feels like that would be helpful for you, please take that into your heart too. Okay. All right. Hey, Bill, how are you? Thanks for coming today. Okay, Catherine, darling, let me see where we go. Okay, so I pulled out the energy and spirit oracles. I've got number 3, sensitivity and strength, tapping the forces within. So that's what that looks like. It's really cool. Hello, Catherine. I'm so happy to see you here. And so I'm going to feel into this too. Would you understand that? Because as I'm feeling into this, you feel a lot like me. And the number 3, I do feel is very significant for you as well, that you see that number a lot. You have a lot of attachment to that number. It's showing up for you and resonate for you. And it's beautiful because they've got this, I don't know what this thing is called. But it's this like metal tool. I wish I knew what it was called, but it's got a feather on top. So this is the strength and this is the sensitivity up there, Catherine. And so what you've come to understand for yourself is that that love and sensitivity within you is your strength. Why? Because you are able to hold space for a whole lot. You are able to hold the energy for a whole lot of people, a whole lot of circumstances. You're able to see things happening in front of you and hold higher perspective and really kind of stay in that, what I want to say is loving framework of energy, because I do feel that for you too. I also feel you, okay, I'm glad 3 resonates. I also feel you very connected with what I want to say is your higher self of you. So you're very good at following your higher guidance, but your connection with higher spirit, with your creator, does feel to be very important with you too. I know that your sensitivity has not always been an easy thing to manage, especially in the younger years. But when they show it to me too, I know when I see that pink turn into this rose colored pink too for you, as I see that, I know you've kind of matured into that and you've learned to embrace it and appreciate it. And it does feel like you've been doing a good job, Catherine, at finding kind of like your tribe, like other people that can be a good support system for you too, because it's really, really important that when you have that vibration and when it's in your aura, to be that kind of sensitive soul where you're always kind of caring and giving of your energy and holding space for other people. You need to also make sure that you've got people in your circle who do that for you too. It's really, really important. And I know that from experience too. Okay, beautiful. I'm so happy that that resonates for you. So really just make sure that as much as you will let people lean on you, that you give them the opportunity for you to lean on. If you're having a day where maybe your energy isn't as high as it usually is, or you're moving through something that Spirit's trying to teach you, a certain life lesson or something, because it is a gift for the other people to know that you will lean on them too. So, I mean, there's that song, Lean on Me, maybe go look it up, because we all do need that, and so hold all of that together for yourself too. I am aware that you're quite intuitive as well. So I feel your connection to spirit is really beautiful. I also feel like very enhanced communication with you is something you've been working on. You're really actively working on trying to communicate better, in a more effective kind of manner. And I just feel like you're doing really, really well at that too, because you are actually practicing kind of what we were talking about in the beginning of the show here is you're really working on that and practicing that of staying in that loving space and in that loving energy. So I just want to say kind of like well done on you. You have a lot of beautiful healing qualities about you too, Catherine. So this is really quite lovely. I want to say, and I know that you're very sensitive to energy and the space around you. Um, and I feel like you already know this, but I'm just going to say it anyways because it can also be helpful as just a reminder for you and for other people who are here. We don't need to like put all of these like layers of protection around our energy. All we need to do is be in the love and be in the light and stay in that and emanate it out because that is the most powerful, highest frequency. So when you're doing that, you don't have to worry about whatever else is in the space because you've got the stronger like force around you, if that makes sense, is stay in that love, stay in that light. This is what it takes time to get to this, to build to this. It can, years, even sometimes it just depends, but the very high spiritual masters that we might say are in the world, they have very open energy fields and they emanate a lot of love. Do they feel the suffering or the other energies? Sure they do, but they don't attach to it. They just let it flow in and out, bless it, leave it, let it go, and then move on from there because they're just very in touch, right? And so I hope that's helpful for you, is that you don't need to do that. If it makes you happy, go ahead, then that's perfectly fine. It's not going to hurt anything. I'm just saying you don't need to, because all you got to do is just be like a Care Bear and just radiate your loving self outwards. And when you walk into a space, everybody else will be like, oh wow, love, that's beautiful, I want to emanate that kind of energy too, right? And would they be attracted to that and maybe want to tell you their problems? Sure, that's fine. But that's okay. That's where we just learn on our your communication skills. You're learning how to do better boundary setting and things like that, and you can always be helpful without over helping somebody. But again, Catherine, I feel like you're working on this, yes, and but you're doing a great job. And so hopefully this was just that little validation for you that you needed just to keep going. You're really doing a great job. So I just want to encourage you from spirit, as they're saying, yes, you've got this, and just keep going. And again, you don't have to be perfect all the time. Nobody is. That's what we call it, being human. So, all right, beautiful Catherine, you're just a lovely soul. So thank you for coming here today and being here with me. I feel honored that I've gotten to make all of these connections here today. So thank you again, Catherine. I'm going to go ahead and move on and see who we can do a message for next. Okay. All right, Susan, let me check in with you, love. Is there something I need to work on to feel more connected with my partner? I feel so disconnected with him and find it hard to see any future where that changes. Okay, so let me see if we can work on that. And again, I'm not a therapist, but if I can give you even a couple little things just to try to. So one is always communication. It's finding the right place and the right time to communicate and keep it as positive as possible, and try to avoid using you. It's like, when these things happen, this is how I feel. And a lot of times there's miscommunications where you think somebody meant something and they really didn't mean it that way. So a really good way to word that is, when you said this or when you did that, again, I want to be careful what they use, but when this happened or I received this message, would you please share with me what you meant? Because I feel like I might be misperceiving it or misunderstanding it. Okay. Yeah, I know. And there's a lot of books about that, but therapy, like marriage and family therapists, are really helpful for things like that. That's what they're trained for. And I know in the spiritual community, we like to do things on the more holistic route, but there are very spiritually minded therapists that are out there too, and spirit works with them. I've seen it a lot because I know a lot of people and those that work in that field. Spirit can't help but help them. So they are working in that way. And that's why they get very intuitive with their clients, even if they didn't plan on it. So the communication is really important. Right place, right time, not putting them on the defensive, not letting them feel criticized. Those are things that you can do too, right? One thing I feel about you too, Susan, is that you're just in need to feel kind of safe, right? You need to feel like safe and grounded in the relationship. And when you're not getting that, what I want to say is that kind of like consistency that you need, that's when you start to kind of feel more unsafe. And that's where things seemed a little bit broken down for you. Let me know if this is making sense, if I've got that correct with you too. And so, one thing that you can share with your partner is that more consistency will help you feel more safe. So then you're not overthinking anything, and then you can be more relaxed in the relationship. So that would be something that would be good too. So, and again, don't be afraid of trying marriage and family therapy or getting some books there. Now, I have these cards. These are new ones that I got. They're called True Love by Belinda Grace. And the first one they're giving me is Luminosity. Safe, exactly. Okay, so I'm glad that you understand what I was intuitively feeling for you there too. And I get that. And so it really, it's like what you need is just, you need more consistency and you need more clarification and understanding. So please stay with me, Susan, because there's something at the end that matches exactly what we're talking about right now. That's the thing that I wanted to read. So I'm feeling so thankful to Spirit for helping me to find that, because I feel like you'll get something out of it too. So they're giving me this beautiful card called Luminosity for you. So this is your radiance, this is your love, this is your inner light. And so I want you to consider, what I want to offer you or suggest to you is to consider taking some time to tune in with that too, right? So taking some time for yourself to get kind of like grounded in you, so that you're feeling your own energy again. Because in the quest for that feeling of safe, you're kind of looking around for it. And so what you can do is take a little time to pull back a little bit, take a little step back, a little quiet time in the stillness, my love. And then that will be helpful for you get back into your inner radiance, right? Get back into your glow, into your inner goddess, because it is in you. You're just such a beautiful, beautiful soul. And so remember that, and to give that love to yourself, like we talked about earlier, is remember to say those some positive affirmations for you. And then with your partner too, what positive things about your partner do you appreciate? And try to remember to maybe articulate those one at a time here and there. Oh, I really appreciated when you did that. I really loved it when you did that, or that was so thoughtful of you. Even if it's just a little thing, start with that. You'll get more of that. Does that make sense? So that's one thing I wanted to suggest to you. Okay, beautiful. You've just started sitting in the silence to feel more. There you go. Look at that. See, go Spirit. We love them. Okay. See, they know everything. Okay. All right. Um, Okay. Um, so next card I've got for you is called the Gardener. So it's got this little gentleman. So again, this is part of you and your relationship, and that you two are kind of like growing your own garden together. But what it feels like is like you're over here in the petunias and he's over there in the daisies, and you're kind of looking at each other from opposite sides. And like one of you has this plant food and one of you has the water over here, and you're like, but we need this, we need each other's. So do you understand? It's like each one of you has different ingredients that you need for your garden, but you're not sharing them with each other as much. That's kind of how I'm feeling into this card for you. You just started a list of things you're grateful for. Beautiful. Perfect. Okay. Yay. I got the spirit chill. So look at Susan. You really didn't need me. We're just validating what you've already doing. So that's just also letting you know of your own sensitivity. Beautiful. And then here it is again. Sacred woman. There you go. So this is really a lot about you and opposite sides. I know. It's like that Mars and Venus thing, but trust me, you guys will end up having more in common than you realize if you can spend some time tuning into yourself and remembering the good things as well too. Okay, and remembering to just try to focus on the things that why you got together in the first place, what you liked about that person in the first place, and we can forget those things and get kind of focused on the negative. It's not wrong, it's just human, right? And so we want to get you guys back, to where you're sharing the gardening tools, if that makes sense. But there it is, sacred woman too. So a lot of this is happening for a reason, but it's for you, for yourself, finding this inner quest of love that you're on, and this journey that you're on, Susan. And I feel that for you too, because I know you're like everybody else. We just want to love and be loved, right? And so you're doing a really great job. I'm so happy that that was helpful for you. And I would love to hear back from you in the future. Let me know how things are going. Okay. Um, Something about movies. I don't know if you guys have movies in common or something like that. If you guys could go watch a film together or go on a little date or something like that. They're telling me about the movie. So I just need to give you that little piece too. So, all right, beautiful. I'm going to leave you with that, Susan. Thank you. I really appreciate you being here today, love. Okay. Okay. We're going to take a really short break and we will be right back. So, see you all very soon.
Introducing the SPTV app, your digital spiritual guide, for an enlightening journey like no other. Immerse yourself in a world of audio and visual content crafted to inspire, educate, and entertain. Seek guidance with our card of the day, choosing up to 6 cards for personal insights. Enhance your daily life with our wellness section, featuring nutritious recipes, affirmations, and balanced living tips. Explore our spiritualism section for a deep understanding of the religion, its principles, and spiritual answers. Unravel the secrets of the clairs and broaden your spiritual horizon. Easily find local readers, therapists, centers, or churches with our comprehensive directory. Stay connected with live broadcasts, check our schedule, and get to know our insightful presenters. Delve into the meanings of angel numbers, crystals, and a comprehensive list of divination meanings. All of this and more, available for free on the SPTV app. Download now at sptv.uk/app and start your journey with your digital spiritual guide.
Our midweek mediumship readings start from 6 p.m. tomorrow with David Hale.
Tomorrow night from 8 p.m., our popular show, Live with Spirit, offers the opportunity for different readers each week to demonstrate their psychic and mediumship abilities.
And we are back. Thanks for waiting for us. So, just a reminder to go ahead and become a follower over on TikTok and download the Spiritual Psychic TV app. So, Spiritual Psychic TV can keep growing and we can keep holding space for each other and providing this beautiful service to everybody. And big shout out to Richard. He does all of this from the kindness of his heart, and it's all for free so that people can come and get the learning and the help and the readings and so forth. So if you all wouldn't mind sending him some love, I really appreciate that. And keep like, sharing, hearting, subscribing, all of that good stuff. So with that, thank you, Karen. Happy to be back too. Okay. Okay. Okay, I'm just reading Susan's. Yeah, I know, darling, I know. Yes, yes, I too. Yes, I know. I'm reading your message and beautiful. Yes, I understand that for you. I know you're sharing it's not an abusive relationship, and I was aware of that for you, my love. And again, and this format really isn't for that. In that because those are much deeper versions of help that really need to go in through like counseling and therapy and thing like that too. But what I was saying with the suggestion, and it's just a suggestion for you, Susan, is that marriage and family therapy can help all kinds of people. It doesn't have to be just abusive relationships. It can be all kinds of relationships. So even people who are happy and just want to be happier can continue that. And this will actually blend really well with this little piece that I wanted to read for you guys afterwards. And so you'll understand like where I was going that as there's always ways to keep being happier together when you do it as a team and when you're working together. But again, we start with ourselves and what the changes that we can make. And then see kind of like the magic happen before our eyes, or just see how we're guided to keep continuing with that. So, but yeah, I'm so happy you brought that up, Susan. Thank you, my darling. Okay, let's keep going on and see who we could just get through the names and I'll see who I'm guided to next. Hey, okay, fairies are calling me. Okay. Oh, Gwendolyn, it's the SPTV app. Thank you for asking here. Yeah, SPTV. He's gonna put it up for you, Mr. Sir Richard's gonna put it on for you. Okay. All right. Just waiting. Hold on 1 second. Okay. And yeah, Samantha. Let's go with Samantha. How you doing, love? Hi, Samantha. Okay. Look at all your sparkle hearts. Oh my goodness. Okay, darling. I pulled the fairy cards for you if you're okay with that, because that's where I'm feeling like we're kind of going to go into that joyful, playful energy for you. Because that feels like that's something that would be helpful for you is to tune into that joyful, playful energy that is on the horizon for you, my darling. When was the last time you got to do something super fun for yourself or super loving? Because they're showing me rising above problems. And as when we rise above our problems, you get back in touch with your that sweet, beautiful heart of yours and that inner spirit of you that just wants to like shine. And there's this uh, post I've seen before over on social media, and it says, "Let's stop adulting and play with the fairies and be with the fairies." And I almost feel like that's just like the perfect thing for you. Like you're just like overdue for like a little bit more fun time. So I hope that you can through this year find more opportunities for like for fun and for joy, because there's just so much beautiful sparkly golden light around you right now too. And it's almost like there's this part of you that's just like trying to like get out, almost like you feel a little bit confined in your skin and you want to get out and saying, there's more of me, there's more of me, I want to emerge. Like you want to emerge like the butterfly coming out of the cocoon. Do you understand this, Samantha? Is this resonating for you? Because I'm feeling like you're just your inner spirit wants to shine, and you're searching for more like authenticity in yourself and trying to kind of like find this place. And I need I just feeling spirit sort of validate that it's all there for you. Like it is all there for you. And you're just kind of like uncovering it right now. It's like you're at this place right now, especially as we move into February, where you're kind of like unwrapping a gift and you're just like waiting and seeing how the stars are all going to kind of align. So, but it's hard to wait because the little kid in us is like, no, no, no. When can I open my gift? When I can open my gift? Kind of like at Christmas time. Okay, thanks, Samantha. I'm so happy that that's resonating for you. And so the excitement is there, the will is there, the want is there, the desire is there. So it's really, really, I love the energy about you too. It's very palpable. You can feel it. It's just in the air. So they're saying, yeah, I just hearing yes to that. In other words, they're not telling you to be more patient. They're not telling you to do anything any differently. They're just saying yes because you are in that like emerging phase right now too, and it's really, really, really gorgeous for you too. And it's like almost like you just need to go dance around with the butterflies. So come springtime, if you have an opportunity to go somewhere like out in nature where you can like be with the butterflies when they start, flying around and being born, that would be like so perfect for you. And look at that. I just drew Magic of Nature from the fairy cards. Yay. Thank you, Spirit. I just love it when they do that. The magic of nature. So this is where you're going to be finding that connection with your spirit, my love, is in the outdoor. I know we're in wintertime. It's very cold and icy for a lot of people. Just do the best you can, even if it's in different means. But I know you can find a way. You're very resourceful that way, and you're ambitious. New opportunity. You wanted to know what was coming up for you. There is a beautiful new opportunity coming up for you. I feel this one in the next couple of months, sooner than later. I'm not getting exactly where what this is focused around, but it's just to validate to you too that your little presents are coming that you're kind of unwrapping right now too. Um, and so they're showing me love being outdoors perfect. They're just saying to continue believing, continue trusting, and they're saying those little smiles that you give to people, like when you go to the store, like those or when you're just out on a walk on the street, those little smiles are really making a big impact because you do try to be that way for others. Even if like you're a little sad inside, you like to smile for other people and like give people that love. And they just want to validate that that part of you is very healing for other people. And so just continue doing those little bits of things that just you do just like that, because you're creating the magic and it just comes back to you, because that's how love works. So that love that you're giving to others in all of those different little ways, that's how it works. It finds its way back to you. It can be no other way. That's just how it works that way too. Sometimes it takes longer than we want to, but like right now, you've got this. You've got this new opportunity too. Um, Let me see here. The next one. Oh, there it is. That's what I want to give you. Okay, perfect. Inner child. There you go. She's your girl. Make her happy and all is well. There, make her happy and all is well. And that's a great reminder for all of us to do, because that inner child work for us too, um, is really like one of the tickets to remembering the joy and remembering our inner youthful spirit too. And that's come into the framework recently too as well, that I've noticed. And that part of us we tend to kind of squish down because we're trying so hard to be a mature and adult and all of this kind of stuff and trying to fit into this world in this way. But remember, this is a very magical and imaginative world, and there's magic and miracles all around us. And I've seen too much to know any differently. I can't believe some of the way things manifest themselves in front of me, because spirit shows me so that I can tell you and remind you and assure you of that too, is that this world isn't as physical and concrete as we think it is. There is a flexibility to this reality. You're a big kid at heart. God bless you, and I want to give a big hug to you. So you're good also at helping to remind other people of that as well, to keep that part of them alive too. And that little kid in us, and sometimes that little kid in us is so sensitive and vulnerable that we put like a little shield or a guard, but it's like we need to have fun too. We need to find joy. We need to do things, buy yourself an ice cream cone or go somewhere fun, or just anything that is fun for you too. It's really, really, really important that you keep that part happy too, right? Because if that part's not happy, they're going to kind of start knocking at your door and maybe getting you in a little bit of trouble. I'm not talking about you, Samantha. I'm talking in general. So that's why we want to keep that part of us happy. So it's like that your inner youthful spirit, and it can't make but other people happy when you're like that. So thank you for being you in this world, because you are very needed. You're a very integral part of the universe. And each and every one of us, if you did not exist, if you want to know how important you are, if you did not exist, like everything would just unravel. There would just be no nothing, right? The whole universe would unravel. It's like popping a hole in a tapestry of life, and then all of the strings then start to unravel. That's how important each and every one of you are, because you are made of that spirit. You are made of that consciousness. You are never separate. You are one with that divine. And so please hold that into your hearts and let that be part of that self-love that you give yourself, that self growth and awareness that you are spirit, never became separate from it. So, Samantha, I'm going to leave you with that. And you're just a beautiful bouquet of flowers. So thank you for being here today. I really appreciate you. And let's go ahead and see who's next. Okay. Mhm. Oh, sorry, I was muted. I wanted to say hi to Jordan. He could come in. So I saw your message. Good to see you too. Okay, so let me go see who we're going to do next. Okay. Millie, let me do one for you, beautiful. How are you, darling? Okay, let me look here. All right, Millie, my darling. I got number 22 for you. Interesting. It's a guide. This is a spirit guide card for you, having to do with travel or change in location. Do you understand that, Millie? Have recently done any traveling or want to do traveling or moving? Because I just want to make sure this fits for you. I'm glad that you're good. Yay, I'm okay too. So I've got this for you. Travel, change in location, journey guide. So it's got a little airplane flying around the globe there for you too. So let me know if that's resonating for you, love. And also, as I'm kind of feeling into you too, is it feeling like one thing they're sharing for me for you, Millie, is it's feeling like they're showing me like you're trying to find like a little wiggle room in life. Does that make sense to where we're feeling almost like, and this may explain why we need this travel or we need a change in location or even just a change of scenery for you? Is like they're showing me as a sort of a feeling of constriction, and we're wanting like to have some space, some wiggle room so that we can kind of feel a little bit more free, more flexible, and more open. Does that make sense for you, Millie? Because that's how spirit's showing it to me for you, is like we're kind of like too much of this and wanting to kind of like, oh, I need some space, like almost like a jacket that's too tight. So that's kind of how they're showing it to you. So there's this need for space, this need for change, this need for newness, this desire for that too. And then I feeling like as they're showing me into you, Millie, like we're looking out into the stars, out into the skies, into the cosmos, and just kind of like, what's out there for me? Like, where is this going? So you haven't done any traveling. Okay. So just take that as to be like just a little bit of what I want to say is switch in scenery or a switch in just change in your environment for you. Okay. You need a little getaway. There we go. Okay. So that would be why they would be sharing that for you and just giving you that kind of like go ahead. Yeah. I'm feeling like even if you were to just kind of like go out of town or go into just a little day trip or something like that, it can just really like switch the energy for you, because it almost feels as like again, it's like a jacket that's too tight and we just need to switch the energy and just go do something fun, just go do something playful, just like we were talking about just a few minutes ago. So I hope that would be something helpful just to kind of get that yes from spirit. We agree with you. A little change of scenery would be nice. I'm even feeling like beautiful. You are looking at the stars. I'm also feeling for you, Millie, like if you can just go buy yourself some pretty flowers from the store. That's what they're sharing with me. Like something about the pretty colors would be really uplifting. Like I want to give you like, like daffodils, or I want to give you like hyacinths or irises or red roses, something like that, that would just kind of like give you that little sparkle in your heart. That's something about buying flowers for yourself. They're sharing would be something that would be helpful and healing for you as well. Um, and I'm going to give you a little bit of a riddle for you. And I know sometimes I get a little frustrated with spirit, but where you're heading is exactly where you need to go. And um, and you already are there, but you're just finding yourself along the way. And so the reason why I'm telling you this, Millie, and I know you'll understand and appreciate a little bit of the humor in that, is because your higher self of you is is holding you through this journey. Your higher self of you is like already knows like the plan of everything, but your higher self, as you, as Millie, this beautiful soul, is living it like real time in real life without knowing the whole plan. Does that make sense? You're living it, but the higher self of you knows it, but wants to live it as if it didn't know it. So that hence the veil, right? And so you've really got a beautiful path ahead of you too, and I can see it just kind of like lined in sparkles and gold for you. And so just again, I was like, higher Millie, higher self Millie. I know I had a feeling you would. You're right there in tune with me. I can feel you. And she's like, don't worry, we're holding hands together. And you also know you've got your helpers, your angels, your creator, all of that with you as well on this journey too. But I am getting the number 5, so I know that's the number of change and transformation. And so I wouldn't be surprised, if you found me 5 years later, you'd be like, wow, look at how much my life has changed. I can't believe it. And you told me 5 years ago that, it would be a big change. And it will be, and it's gonna be really good, because I can see you. I'm not a fortune teller, but I can see you down the road even more than you already are now, which you're in such a beautiful space now. All the hard work you've done, you've really put in the time and the effort. And but even after that, you're going to be even more solid in yourself, even more like knowing of yourself and more like confident in yourself too. It's just going to like keep getting better, and just know that everything um, that happens works in your favor along the way, if that makes sense. And what's really good is you do have that awareness, you do have that like faith and trust in yourself and in spirit, that you know, like, okay, this is all working. There's a plan for this. There's a meaning for this. I'm just figuring it out as I go along. So really, really well done. I'm glad that you love the flowers too. And I also, this is a little bit random, Millie, but there's something about like playing games, like board games or word games or something like that. That has something beneficial for you. I know, again, I know that sounds a little random, but I'm seeing like, you know, like Scrabble and crossword puzzles and things like that. So there's something about this and how I think it helps you kind of open up your channel when you're working in that way. So you're kind of like working with the letters and the words, but it does something to kind of help open up your channel. And it also, you get a little bit of excitement out of like finding the words and putting them together too. I'm wondering if you've ever dabbled in a little bit of poetry, just something to think about, or automatic writing. So just something to just kind of, I'm just going to hand it to you, and you can just kind of, you know, hold it in and use that as you would like for yourself. But you're so lovely. So thank you for letting me work with you here today, to know that you really have. So good on you. Really, really good job. I'm going to leave you with their love. And you also have a lovely connection with the angels too, just so you know, they're always there with you too. And they help you sleep at night, and they help bring you little feelings of peace when you get that wave over you of peacefulness. That's your angels coming saying, hello, Millie, we love you. So I'm going to leave you with that. So thank you, Millie. I really appreciate you being here today. With that, I'm just going to go ahead and close with something that I wanted to read for you all, that I hope that you find beautiful, that I found this morning. I came across just as I was up. So this is from this Buddhist monk, and I know a lot of you are familiar with him, and I hope I can pronounce his name, Tink Nyat Han. So I hope I pronounce that right. If not, forgive me, because he's passed on into spirit now here. But this is what I came across today, and it's really just so beautiful, and it really ties everything together. Oh, you do love poetry. Good, Millie. Yay. You're so welcome, my beautiful love. Okay, so this is the thing that I wanted to read, and it's from Peace is Every Step, the Path of Mindfulness in Everyday Life. And I came across it, and I just knew I wanted to share it with you. So Spirit's so generous in guiding me in this way. So this is what he says. He says, we really have to understand the person we want to love. If our love is only a will to possess, it is not love. If we only think of ourselves, if we know only our own needs and ignore the needs of the other person, we cannot love. We must look deeply in order to see and understand the needs, aspirations, and suffering of the person we love. This is the ground of real love. You cannot resist loving another person when you can really understand him or her. From time to time, sit close to the one you love, hold his or her hand, and ask, darling, do I understand you enough? Or am I making you suffer? Please tell me so that I can learn to love you properly. I don't want to make you suffer, and if I do so because of my ignorance, please tell me so that I can love you better, so that you can be happy. If you say this in a voice that communicates your real openness to understand, the other person may cry. That is a good sign, because it means the door of understanding is opening and everything will be possible again. Maybe a father does not have time or is not brave enough to ask his son such a question. Then the love between them will not be as full as it could be. We need courage to ask these questions, but if we don't ask, the more we love, the more we may destroy the people we are trying to love. True love needs understanding. With understanding, the one we love will certainly flower. And I just thought that was so beautiful. So I hope that is something that you can take into your hearts, of how we can be more kind and gentle and graceful and understanding of one another. Keep looking for the good, keep looking for ways to understand, looking for ways to, don't give up on each other. And remember, miracles are happening all the time. They're happening within you and they're happening around you. all we have to do is be willing and open to receive them and to see them and find them. And I've seen too much. And each and every one of you who is watching here today and listening, or even watching the replay later, you are a miracle. Your breath, your heartbeat, your you-ness is just a beautiful miracle. And the world would not be the same without you. So thank you so much for being here today, and all my love to all of you, all my hugs and kisses to all of you. Have a beautiful time. I'll be back in 2 weeks, and it's going to be before Valentine's Day, so it'll be lots of love. That's my favorite holiday. So we'll be back there in 2 weeks. I hope to see you soon. And again, I'm not sure if Richard, did I remember to say this earlier? We're bringing in a Zoom option too. I may have said it earlier. I can't remember because I'm in the spirit space. Okay, we're going to be bringing in a Zoom option that's coming up too, so that when people receive their messages, they can hop onto a Zoom link and then we can work one-on-one that way. It's going to be integrated into our current format. So that's going to be a lot of fun, just something to look forward to. So just think on that for next time. If you're wanting to receive a message, be ready to be able to click on a link and enter in the Zoom room if you want to kind of work one-on-one together, which is kind of fun too. So something to consider and think about. We're going to be starting work from that in the next couple of weeks. So with that, again, thank you. Have a beautiful afternoon and a beautiful night, everybody, and take good care of yourselves. And thanks for being on SPTV. Bye.